How many of us are lonely? How many of us, scapegoats, are in isolation? I'm willing to bet quite a great many of us. Now, the way I do my videos, the way that I communicate here is I take real life examples, things that have definitely happened to me, not things that I think are happening or not things that I think other people have experienced, but things that I have specifically myself experienced, witnessed, seen, have been victim to. And that is the isolation. I am quite confident that the isolation of us scapegoats are done by our narcissistic abusers by design with a very real purpose. Let's take triangulation. Triangulation, as we know, is for a couple different reasons. It's so they are in the center of all communications. They're controlling the communications. They're keeping everyone separate so that we don't get together and tell the actual stories. That's a big one with the isolation. So we don't get together and communicate between ourselves. Example, family and friends. The real story of what's really going on. That is incredibly important to the narcissist, where their truths are not found out. Because if we're together, we might be scratching our head and going, hey, yeah, me too, and do you remember this happened? That is detrimental to the narcissist. They can't allow that to happen. So they must triangulate, keep us away from each other. But, as we know, they want to keep everyone away from you. So what they'll do is they'll use their bag of tricks. They'll degrade. They'll lie. They'll set you up and then exaggerate on that truth. Oh, and they will set you up to where you are isolated from family, from friends, from extended family. Don't ever allow them on your Facebook or social media because they'll hit every one of your friends. Start gaining their trust and boom, start degrading. To where you are isolated from family, from friends, from extended family. Don't ever allow them on your Facebook or social media because they'll hit every one of your friends. Start gaining their trust and boom, start degrading. Start gaining their trust, and boom, start degrading. So, it's important for them to isolate you for a number of different reasons. So, you have no one to really speak the truth to. That if and when you speak the truth, or you tell about the hideous, heinous abuses, people won't believe you because they've already been predisposed by the narcissist to discredit you. You've already been labeled as unstable, mentally ill, the troublemaker, never the good person. But I really think, and again, I've lived this example, so I know that this is true, at least in my case, that the narcissist really gets off, really gets their supply on watching your pain from isolation, watching your pain from being lonely, watching your pain from not being with family members.
Now I'm gonna get you and your family separated because you're an unfit parent. You have children in the house. You fantasize about me getting locked up? No. I don't fantasize about it. It's going to be a reality. There's many more people that want to see this reality come into fruition as well. I'm not the only one, so you might want to watch your mouth, dude. And you know what they say. Loose lips sink ships. And every time you get on one of my streams, Mr. Beef, Mr. Meat, Mr. Carney, it's on. They sink ships. And all the talking you've done. I got a beautiful wife and beautiful kids, yeah. That's what you say. Kevin, you know what? You spend most of your time on my channel stalking and harassing me more than you spend with your family. You claim you got this beautiful wife. Why you ain't spending time with her then? I want to know the answer to these questions. Why are you not spending time with your kids and your wife? Now I'm going to get you and your family separated because you're an unfit parent. You have children in the house?
They certainly enjoy this. And what else does that do? Well, that allows the narcissists themselves to feel or appear to be above you, better than you. It's taking people's eye and mind off what's really happening and projecting it onto you. But I sincerely do believe that the narcissist really enjoys watching your isolation, really enjoys keeping you away from family and friends. I was incredibly close to my brother. To where we were inseparable as children. He lived with me and my then wife since he was 15 to 20 years old because he had to get out of that house. And many years after that, until I made that final fatal mistake of reestablishing contact. And man, within months, boom, everyone gave me those looks. Everyone questioned. The sparks were flying. The criticisms were flying. The slights were flying out of nowhere. Boom, just like that. Because I reestablished that contact. And how the narcissist loves to feed on that. These are, I don't curse on this channel, right? I just haven't. But I'm going to now. These are such sick, depraved, fucking individuals that I have ever seen, read about, or heard about. Yeah. So they take joy in watching the isolation. They take comfort in watching the isolation. During this time, they're wrapping themselves up with a false social circle. During this time, they're going to the Lady Red Hats Club. During this time, they're going to their local church or synagogue. And what they do is they force themselves amongst people, whereas they can talk about all the troubles in their life, the scapegoat. All the hardships that they've had, giving them this supply. So what's the critical end of this? What am I trying to babble about here? Is while this is a trait of the narcissist, what we have to do is we have to understand, we have to figure out how to get out sucks. And here's the real twist, and you don't have to be a psychologist to know this, is whether it's in your conscious or your subconscious, the more you are isolated, specifically over false innuendos, specifically over lies, you don't believe in yourself. You don't think that you're worth